Okay, guys. So as I was saying here on this conversation, as you said, these people arrived to a place where they were invited, and then the person was not there when they arrived. So basically, they started assuming things about what happened to the person. And this is exactly what we are seeing on the grammar focus for today. We are seeing the past models for degrees of certainty. And here we are basically assuming or giving ideas on what might have happened. For example, in here we have he must not have heard it. So when we say he must not, it's because it's, as you can see here, it's almost certain. So we are saying that what we are assuming is basically true. It's again what we are saying, our assumption is basically true, is almost true, and that is why we go ahead and use it. The same way we have another example right here. It says he must have fallen asleep. So she's assuming in this case that he didn't listen to the doorbell, or that he fall asleep. If she says he must have fallen asleep or he must not have heard it, it's because she's making an assumption. She is saying or giving reasons to maybe why he is not answering the door, and the reasons that she is giving, she thinks that are almost certain, or that basically they are true. Then we have for another example. It says here, for example, no, he couldn't have forgotten. So when we say couldn't have or couldn't, in this case, we are implying that this is impossible. Like you cannot believe this thing is happening, because for you this is an impossible thing to happen. He couldn't have forgotten. It's because you cannot believe, you cannot think that he really forgot about whatever it is that you guys were doing. This is what we have, again, this is what we have on the grammar focus. This is the structure that we have to follow. So basically, as you can see in here, we have a subject, in this case he. Then after the subject, we have our model, past model, must. And then we have the past participle of the verbs. So we have fallen, have heard, for example, have forgotten, have gone out. So basically we are using the past participle of the verb. Again, first we have a subject, he, in this case. And then after that we have, after the subject, we have our past model. Remember that the subject can be he, she, it, we, they, whatever. So this is basically what we have. This is our structure: subject, past model, and then past participle of the verb. So we have, again, we have different degrees of certainty, so different degrees of expressing what we want. If you say must, if I say he must have forgotten about his homework, it's because it's almost certain, I am almost sure that he forgot about his homework, and that's why he didn't do it. And then if I say couldn't in negative, I'm saying that this is not possible. Again, I am saying that I cannot believe this thing happened. He couldn't have forgotten about it. Like, this is crazy. I cannot believe he forgot about it. Like, for example, if we have class at 5 and then there is someone missing, and I say, oh my God, he couldn't have forgotten that we had class. Or maybe I can say, he must have fallen asleep. So if I say that he must have fallen asleep, again, I am almost certain that this person is not in the call because, or not in the class because he forgot or because he fell asleep. Again, if I say he couldn't have forgotten about it, it's because I cannot believe that this person, like, to me, this is not possible. When we use may or might, we are saying that this is a possibility. This is a maybe. So he might have forgotten is basically, I'm basically saying maybe he forgot it. So he may or he might have gone out. He might not have had time to call us. I am saying that this is a possibility. Maybe it happened, maybe it didn't, but the possibility, the chance is there. And then we have could have or could, which is basically the same. I am saying maybe, this is a possibility. As you can see, if you use couldn't as the negative, could not, this means that this is not possible, that you cannot believe this happened, basically. But then if you use it in the positive way, could, in the positive form, you are saying that yes, this is possible. He could have had an emergency. So I'm saying that maybe he had an emergency. Also, be very careful when using must, because the negative for must is always, in this case, must not. You cannot say mustn't as you do with couldn't, because that's incorrect. You always have to say must not. She must not, he must not, we must not, and so on. So basically, guys, this is the grammar for today, for this part, Unit 13A. Do you guys have any questions regarding that? No.
Teacher,
Uh-huh.
don't forget to say must is definitely and my make and could is possibility. Could is more sure, no, is more security than might and may.
Okay, very good. So yes, could has let's say a higher grade of certainty. When you say could, it's because you are, let's say, it's more secure, it's more sure than when you use may or might, as Julian said. But this is a very simple topic.
Because if it's more simple, we can say could is 15%, and may is 25%, but must is 100%.
Yes, exactly. So if you want to use if you want to use it with the percentage, you could say that. But basically, yes, that's a good thing to keep in mind. Remember that we are using a subject, a past model, and then we are using the past participle of these verbs all the time. We are using the past participle. Remember that must not, you cannot say mustn't. You have to say must not in order for it to be correct. But that's basically it, guys. Do you have any questions? Yes?
Don't forget the abbreviature.
Of what?
Don't forget the abbreviature of could not and may not.
Could not is
For
couldn't.
exactly, for may have is may have, but for might have is might have.
Exactly, because we are basically deleting the HA. We are not putting this in here, and we are saying may have or might have, because we are putting it in short. Very good, Julian. So I'm gonna stop right here. I'm gonna stop the recording.